So you're probably wondering why a 26-year-old would want to move back to Kenya, right? Now, if you're watching this, you could be one of two things: Kenyan or not Kenyan, right? Start off if you are Kenyan. Um, if you're Kenyan and are in Kenya, you might look at that decision from the perspective of America has all the opportunities, A, B, C, D, which you would be right. I'm not naive to sit here and think that Kenya is going to give me like a million more opportunities. But that comes down to your perspective, in my opinion, right? Now, on the other hand, you could be non Kenyan, an American, or from wherever else, and also have the same perspective, and you'd be right. But also, you wouldn't understand what Kenya is like. Now, from my perspective, could I live in Kenya? Absolutely. A lot of people might think like I'd be giving up a lot to leave the U.S., but in my opinion, I'm like, apart from a few conveniences that I get from living here, I wouldn't be giving up much, right? Probably a better healthcare system, but I don't get sick much. I haven't been to the doctors in years, thank God. But there's not much in my eyes that I would be giving up. Um, Now that depends on the type of lifestyle I can afford to live in Kenya, right? So let's rewind again. This all depends on how well my investments do. I am a maniac and I chose to bet it all on crypto. It's not my first time doing so. So that's probably a video for another time. But like I said, if crypto does well and let's say let's say I made a few six figures or even 100,000. Let's compare the two. If I was to stay here with 100,000 or go to Kenya with 100,000, right? If I was to stay here with 100,000, I could probably get one good property and renovate it, probably resell it if I'm trying to get quick cash, make 30, 50 grand on that property. But right now the market's tanking, the real estate market, and it's not looking too pretty. So if I was to take 100,000 to Kenya, I can actually build with 100,000. Probably spend 2, 3 million Kenyan shillings on land, which is like 20, 30,000. Let's call that. Actually less. And then with the rest, I could actually build either a small, a few units of apartments, not too many, or I could build one good single home and rent that out and have that cash flowing where I fully own that. With 100,000 in the U.S., I'm not owning any full property, and I'm not able to really build much with 100,000. Right now, that's we're just talking about just base of $100,000. I'm aiming to make more than that in crypto. Obviously, I don't think 100,000 would motivate me to leave the U.S. That's not enough to really like make me. How would I say this? 100,000 leave to leave the U.S. is not enough, in my opinion, to give me that comfort of mind that like I can try something, I can survive there for at least a year to 2 years, and not go broke. 100,000 is not that. Um, yeah, it's probably a bigger number. I don't know if I we need to go into what that number is, but so back to the question of why would I move to Kenya? One, I said I'm betting on crypto. Two, I said I don't think I would be giving up much, um, as far as conveniences and lifestyle, and that depends on my income. Also, YouTube. Realistically, if I can make enough money from YouTube to pay my bills, crypto would just be trying my businesses. Now, there's a lot more than just, oh, if crypto does well, opportunities, could you live there? There's so many questions that people would have as far as like do you really think your business would do that well? A B C D. Obviously, no, I'm not going into this naive thinking like it's just gonna go straight. No, my life's never just been straight answers of, oh, let me do this and it works. Some things, yes. Most things, most likely not. But it's a hard question to tell people. Like if I was to run into someone in the street right now and they were to ask me, why are you moving to Kenya? I would tell them I have the opportunity. Like if I'm being honest, I have the opportunity to do so. So when will I be 26 again? I don't think I'm gonna be 26 again. I don't think I'm gonna have as little responsibilities as I have right now. Again, I don't think that in a few years my mind will be. I don't know. Let me not say that. I see that when people get older, they try less. You try to venture out less because you obviously have more responsibilities. Now, I'm 26, so a lot of people will be like, "Oh, that's a naive decision. A B C D. You gave up a good job. You shouldn't do that." I'm telling you, I haven't listened to people this far into my life. I'm not gonna start listening to people now, right? That's why I left my job before I even made a YouTube video. Because I knew if I went to consult people, if I should I leave my job, ABCD, people would obviously say no, this, that, and the other. And I did consult some friends, but at the end of the day, it's like I know when I'm ready to try something, and I know when I'm done with something. I know when I'm done with something. I feel like that's something a lot of people should learn. Like this idea of quitting things or leaving things and giving up or whatever, it's like it can work in your favor or not work in your favor. Obviously, if you never like put effort into things and you just quit things left and right, that's a bad way to view it. But when you can actually look at all the chips on the table and ask yourself like, do I want to continue down this path, and you can clearly tell yourself no, then I think people should quit and do what they want to do, but responsibly. Make sure your finances are straight. Don't do it while in debt that you can't pay off or that you don't have the means to pay off. Um, yeah, there's so many parts to this question. I feel like this would be like a video, like a 5 to 10 part video. But if I'm being honest, there is no direct answer that I can give people as to why I'm moving to Kenya. Let me actually think about it. When I spend an unhealthy amount of time watching YouTube and engaging into my own interests, it's usually things related to Kenya, right? Yes, I can make money here, but there's way more of a blue ocean out there because of how established the U.S. already is compared to there, right? Now, let me think about this, right? If if I was to stay here with a lot of money, I'm not too motivated to what's it called? Let me think. There's opportunities in both places. It depends on what you want to do. Um, if you want to work a job and create the life that you envision from an income, that's okay. But if that's not what I truly want, why not try now? I'm 26, like I said earlier. I have so much freedom in the sense of less responsibilities, but at the same time, um, I still have my own pressures of when I want to have certain things done. I want a family. I want kids. I want things by a certain time. So if the opportunity is there, I don't think I'm gonna regret this looking back. Let's say I'm 30 years old and I'm looking back and I'm thinking like, dang, I went to Kenya when I was 26. I left a tech job. Depending on where I'm at when I'm 30, I don't see myself regretting that decision. I don't. So in the meantime, I'm gonna do what comes. Like I said in the last episode, a lot of people try to act like they know what to do or to give you some philosophical reason as to why they're doing certain things or this and the other. Sometimes it's just within you. Sometimes you just feel it. Sometimes you just feel it. Now, I could be a complete idiot, which is okay, which is completely okay. That's the point of these videos. I don't think I'm some person who has the answers that you're looking for, if I'm being honest. But I'm gonna just tell you how I analyze things, right? Because it may not make sense to a lot of people to leave the U.S. with the opportunities that are here, and depending on how they see it. But like I said, I have no shame if things don't work out to come back here and get back on my feet, try again. That's not the plan though. The plan is to go there and make sure it works. You know, people say don't try things with the plan B. Only go with the plan A, which is true. But at the same time, plan A doesn't always work, and you always got to be able to create a plan B in motion or have a plan B. I don't want my plan B to come back to the U.S. Realistically, I should be in Kenya for at least like a year to 2 years before I come back here. Now, I have so many ideas of things that I would want to do in Kenya, right? Realistically, depending on if crypto does well, a good chunk will go to real estate to have money coming in monthly from rent, something that I can know that, hey, even if this business fails, I know some money's coming in next month. Try again with something else, try again with something else. A big chunk of my investments would go to real estate. Now, I don't think real estate would make me the most money in Kenya. It would make me a good amount of money to not even have to come back to the US. But realistically, I have an idea of an app that I've been thinking about for a while, and I need to start building it. So, I don't know. Should I look for engineers, other Kenyan engineers who want to leave the US, or look for engineers in Kenya? We'll see. But that's another episode of things that I think would work in Kenya. Um, I don't want to go too deep into that right now, but I definitely just wanted to come back and at least touch on why I want to move to Kenya, because it may not make sense to a lot of people. There's probably people younger than me who are just getting into college and getting into their careers. They probably want to get into tech, and they're like, "Why are you leaving?" Yes, tech is changing. That doesn't mean that because I'm leaving, that it's not a good path to still pursue. But it's all about what you want, and I know what I want. I don't think that what I want can 100% be pursued here. I can pursue money here, but I've made money before in crypto to where just making money doesn't excite me. It's like, am I interested in what I'm doing? Because I know myself. If I'm not engaged and I'm not, what's it called? Actually not going to care. I could care less about how much it could make me at this point. It's like, if I'm not engaged and there, I don't want to pursue it. Now, if you're older than me, you're also probably thinking like, man, it might not be the smartest decision. Da 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 da. You're probably right, but to me, you're wrong, because at the end of the day, like I said before, it's the life that you want. So these series will be me talking about different things. Um, Another big barrier that I definitely want to bring up will be language. I will be speaking in Swahili eventually on this podcast or whatever these videos. I don't even know what this is. But I need to relearn my language, both Swahili and my mother tongue. Do I know how to speak it? I understand like 70%. My tongue remembers like 30%. Those will be on the next episode. But until next time, I'll probably touch on this more. I have so many ideas on things that I would want to talk about. I don't even know if you guys can see me anymore. It's definitely getting dark. Right now, I'm going to go back in and figure out how I can actually talk in Swahili for the next episode. But, oh my gosh, this is going to be embarrassing. Y'all take care. Love y'all.